This is September 17th, Tuesday at 9:57 a.m. Once again, trying to get a hold of the immigration worker.
A été transféré à un système de traitement de la voix. Service Dixon n'est pas disponible. Au signal, veuillez dicter votre message.
Mr. Dixon, this is a call referring to Andrew Sean Simpson. He now has a number that he could be contacted on a regular basis. That number is 514-992-7715. Just to let you know, he's continuing to wait to hear from you. As you said, you would contact him back, and it has been over a month and he hasn't heard from you. So once again, the contact number for Mr. Simpson is 514-992-7715. Thank you and have a good day.
The Minister's Council is just going to start the presentation of the Minister's case.
Okay.
Yes, and then after that, Mr. Simpson and perhaps you.
All right.
Thank you, concerning Mr. Simpson will enter Canada around July 2005 at Mr. Peterson Airport under the ID of D. White. Mr. Simpson would have indicated to CBSA agents that he paid Mr. White $2,000 for his document. On August 22nd, 2007, Mr. Simpson comes to the attention of CBSA as he appears in court as a witness in Brampton, Ontario. On September the 6th, 2007, a report was being written. Mr. Simpson asked for the protection of Canada. A conditional departure order is issued. His refugee claim is deemed receivable. On June 17, 2009, the Refugee Protection Division determines that Mr. Simpson's claim has been abandoned. On July 9, 2009, removal order becomes enforceable, but there is a stay because of criminal accusations against Mr. Simpson. On November 22nd, 2012, so we receive, so it comes to our attention. Also, August 5th, Mr. Simpson is interviewed at our Ottawa offices. He was at the Supreme Court building in Ottawa in an attempt to change the venue of his pending civil action against the Montreal. The RCMP court officer got involved when Mr. Simpson would not leave the court. Mr. Simpson informed the court officer that he was illegal in Canada and that he wanted to be arrested and deported right now. RCMP contacted Ottawa Inland to determine his status, and at that point, Ottawa Inland realized that Mr. Simpson's file was in Montreal. He was not removal ready as he had a pending court action in Montreal. It was determined that Mr. Simpson was waiting for the court proceedings to be completed before the removal could be started.
So that's a civil or a criminal?
It was criminal?
No, it was civil, sir.
It was civil?
Let me correct you before you repeat it, sir. Civil.
After an interview with Mr. Simpson, it was determined that there was no grounds for detention or arrest. Mr. Simpson stated that he no longer wishes to be in Canada and he wants to return to Jamaica. At that point, Mr. Simpson was advised to report on Wednesday, August 14, 2013, at the Montreal offices. He was also advised that he should attempt to apply for a travel document from the Jamaica High Commission and that he would require certified copies of his identity documents. Mr. Simpson was told that his removal was not forthcoming because he did not have valid documents and because of the still pending court action. Another important encounter between CBSA and Mr. Simpson happened on September 27, 2013. Mr. Simpson was encountered at the Cornwall Courthouse on September 26, 2013. Mr. Simpson approached CBSA officers that were present at the courthouse, stating again that he was illegal in Canada. Mr. Simpson was accompanied by a friend, Ms. Farrell. It appeared to the officers that Mr. Simpson did not have a fixed address or could not provide one. He stated that he sometimes uses Mrs. Farrell's address. Mr. Simpson provided to the officers a certificate of registry of birth from Kingston, Jamaica, under the name Andrew Sean Simpson. The date of birth, January 30th, 1975. Mr. Simpson explained to the officers how he entered Canada using the passport of Mr. White, Desmond White. He had in his possession a colored copy of the passport. Mr. Simpson also presented a refugee claim document to the officers, and he stated that he does not have refugee status. Mr. Simpson explained that he wishes to return to Jamaica and that he's unable to receive assistance at this time. He explained that he was told to obtain a travel document from the Jamaican authorities, but that the embassy refused to issue him any travel document. Mr. Simpson stated that he last spoke to Montreal Inland in August 2013 after Ottawa Inland referred him to their office, and he explained that he could no longer reach Montreal Inland. Mr. Simpson also explained that the Crown has currently made an application to appeal the decision on his acquittal on several charges, including breaking and entering, mischief under $5,000, assault on a peace officer, drug charges, money laundering, and possession of a firearm. Mr. Simpson also explained that he is currently he has started a civil case against Montreal police. The officers explained to Mr. Simpson that until the pending charges are dealt with, that the immigration process cannot be completed to remove it from Canada.
So the pending charges,
it seems that, as Mr. Simpson explained, that the Crown has appealed his acquittal.
So it's those charges.
Yeah. So yes, so the officers explained that there's nothing they could do really to remove him to Jamaica right now. That the criminal process must go on. So that was on the 27th of September 2013. September 30th, 2013, Mr. Simpson showed up at our inland offices in Montreal. He wanted to meet Agent David Dixon, the agent was too busy to receive him. Since Mr. Simpson was very insistent, the agent asked him to leave our offices. Mr. Dixon then, after exiting the building, proceeded to call himself 911. He called the police. When the police officers came to our offices, our agents explained the situation, and they then spoke to Mr. Simpson and asked him to leave the premises. There was some kind of altercation between Mr. Simpson and the police officers. Mr. Simpson was knocking on the police vehicle, and he was then arrested by the Montreal police officers. According to the information we received, Mr. Simpson would have had an hearing on November 29, 2013 concerning these events. Yes, on October 25th, 2013, a warrant for Mr. Simpson's arrest was issued by CBSA. He was at that time detained by the criminal justice system, so that's why the warrant was issued. This warrant was executed on November 28, 2013. On the same date, Mr. Simpson met a CBSA officer for an interview. The CBSA officer tried to explain to Mr. Simpson the pre-removal risk assessment process. He was given the document, but since Mr. Simpson was very agitated and very talkative, the officer could not go very far during the interview. He explained that he wanted to go to Jamaica, but he seemed to contradict himself later on during the interview. So the officer at that point wasn't sure if Mr. Simpson understood what his situation concerning immigration was, and he mentioned that maybe a designated representative would be useful in this case. Right now, the other information that we have is that there is a court date on January 15, 2015 that is set for Mr. Simpson.
15.
Yeah. I was surprised by that date, but I don't have any indication that it's wrong.
What's the date supplied?
It would by the agent would have gotten this information from the justice system. So that's a little bit more than a year from today.
Can you tell me what that date is for?
Yes. Right now, the case is for uttering threats and disrupting peace. These are the two charges, and that would be heard in January 2015. So these are all the facts that we have concerning Mr. Simpson. He does not have any criminal, he wasn't found guilty of anything. He has been dealing with the criminal justice system since 2008, but was acquitted from everything so far. So the minister...
why exactly are you asking for his detention?
That's a very good point. It seems that the agents are concerned by his erratic behavior and the fact that he has no fixed address, so that the removal could be made or in an orderly fashion, they need to have have access to Mr. Simpson.
You're asking for continued detention until 2015 at this point, right?
No, well, we don't know for sure that the Crown is going to go on with these charges, and also the officers are going to contact the Crown to see if these charges could be dropped, but we haven't had any answers yet.
So there's no breaches of any reporting requirements or conditions? No. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to direct things a little bit here. Mr. Geddes has fixed address. Generally, when people are released, the member likes to move early.
But actually, sorry. I know you are not. Actually, remember earlier, sir. Remember earlier before you start. Actually, look. If you really look again.
Well, I see there was an address there you were required to live at that address.
And I have also, sir, again to show you again, sir, that have more paperwork from your government could there's assistance to the process of the and I pass this again to the judge. Yeah. Let me show you that it's addresses.
So the undertaking given before justice says that you promised to live at 2110 Old Orchard in Montreal.
And here is more, sir. And here is more, sir. Show it to the judge, please. You just see the Simpson has been staying at the address, so I don't know the documents that we got. I'm going to do this show. First, I'm
Okay, so 2110 Old Orchard. What is that address?
Sir?
What is that address? 2110 Old Orchard.
That's a place I stay, my house.
That's where you live?
Yes, sir.
Is it an apartment or a house?
It's an apartment, but I call it my rent. I've always stayed there, but I use the reason why they don't know me because they are racial profiling me. So when I give certain officers my address, because I almost died treatment by officers in Montreal, so if I'm scared of the officers, my spirit, I said I don't live nowhere because suppose I don't trust you because I'm under exploitation.
So how long have you lived at 2110 Old Orchard?
I've lived there for
About a year.
about a year and a half. Yeah.
Are there other people that live there?
Sir?
Other people live there too?
Yes. It's a big place, it's a big environment establishment.
So about how many people live there?
It's about five people, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just point out on the record what documents I've looked at. So there's an undertaking given before a judge, a justice. There's some conditions. It sets out the address requirement of that 2110 Old Orchard in Montreal. There's a letter from Ms. Farrell to Victor Salguero. The letter notes Mr. Simpson's address on it. And there's 3 documents from some Quebec agencies. And they'll note Mr. Simpson's address at 2110 Old Orchard. So I'll give those back to you. I don't need to.
Sorry. And the last one, Your Honor. This one was I was sent there by the field worker from the welfare to immigration. That's what caused the problem. I was sent there by this worker in a federal building, and they can give me health care. They can give me health care because they are not the one to help me with my health. It's supposed to be immigration. So I must go to this building, and I was sent there by Mr. Sadero and the welfare department from Quebec.
So you got this letter at Orchard and then you went to your interviews?
And as you see at the bottom, so go to immigration for help, federal. They can help me because you see on my welfare register, on the bottom, please have health care. And when I go to the hospital, sir, they won't help me. So because I have
Okay, now Ms. Farrell is in the room. She's a friend and she helps you in some circumstances?
yes, sir.
Does she work as a social worker or something like that?
Because she can't speak French. Your Honor, she can't speak French with my lingua. So when she overheard sometimes discrimination in languages, she would tell me that this is what they're saying about you. I'm like, are you lying?
Okay, so she's not a social worker of some sort. She's just somebody who helps you.
Yes, she's at my social worker.
So you know him to live at the orchard?
Yes, I do. And as for my address, just for correction, he uses that as a mailing address, just to be specific. All documents, because most of the time, because of the
Are you at
situation.
Orchard as well?
No, I'm at 78 Vimy, the Cornwall address that he gave. That is my residence.
That's why I was in Cornwall, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mr. Guerrier's argument is that you won't show up as required, so or cooperate recently, I guess. So removal isn't going to take place, I would say, anytime soon. There's still a court action, and the minister has to find out what's going to happen with that court action.
Would I object?
Okay.
Look at this paper.
So
Pass the warrant.
So if the government, if the prosecutor is going, Mr. Simpson, if you please. So if the prosecutor is going to proceed with that action in 2015, you can't be removed. You have to stay in Canada. Okay?
I never said that, sir.
So,
Yes. I never said that, Your Honor. Look at this first.
okay, so, but
Sorry, okay, go on.
what Mr. Guerrier is worried about, that you won't cooperate and you won't show up as required, and if has to leave, you won't leave.
When?
So,
Here.
okay, so I think you have made a fraud.
Never.
You haven't made a fraud yet.
Sir.
The fraud is still open to be made.
Look at this.
He has received the fraud documents.
This is his side of the story now. So,
Okay, have you made a fraud application?
sir, my fraud is to show you my side of the story. Please speak his facts now. Can I speak my facts then, Your Honor?
My
Please?
simple question.
No, sir,
It's a
because
simple answer.
I want to sign because Mr. David Dixon has told me he released my birth certificate back to me. Here I have receipt of $51, everything, pass everything back. That's the yes. This is it, sir. So I went, since you don't want to see your warrant, I'm forcing you to see this thing on the record. I went to Ottawa, this is the warrant. Okay, I was arrested twice. I was sent with this paperwork to go to immigration. I went to immigration, I speak to a removal officer called Mr. David Dixon. His number is 514-283-3346. Okay, he gave me back this. This is the document they seized from me in 2005. 7, not 5. 7. So this story that is not facts. I'll show you the real facts now.
Is that a birth document?
Yes, sir. This is document. This officer is a removal officer who released to me, sir. This is Andrew Simpson, the refugee status paperwork. This is me. He said to me, Mr. Simpson, you're imminent. You can record the conversation.
Okay,
this is
so,
it.
Mr. Simpson, please sit down.
Sorry?
Please listen to me. Okay. So I'm trying to tell you what Mr. Guerrier is worried about. So he's worried, or the government is worried, that you won't show up when you're required to show up. What do you say to that?
That's why I'm giving you my side of the story, no, sir. So this is my side now. This is their facts. Here's my little piece of facts. I have no lawyer. Now I show you the paperwork. I'm the one.
One thing, Andrew. The date for January 15th, 2015, that has been changed. I'm sorry to say, the facts that he has on the court dates, all of his court dates that he's mentioned so far are wrong.
It's wrong. So
it's very wrong. And the one last thing I wanted to throw in is December 12th. He has a case in Superior Court at Quebec. So in all fairness, we haven't had any time to prepare for this case. I'm involved in the case as well.
So December 12th, what kind of case is that?
It's a civil case.
So, okay. So I'll give you some specific examples. If you get a letter saying that you should go into an immigration office for an interview on a certain date, are you willing to do that?
Sir, I'm the one who's being recently, sir. I'm the one who always did. Yes,
so yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay. How about if you're asked to report, say, once a month to immigration officers? Would you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do that.
My Lord.
Okay. Say you will be asked to leave Canada at some point. Are you ready to leave?
I cannot leave us yet, sir. You know why? Mr. Dixon told me, Simpson, go to your immigration officer, take this paperwork. If I have a chance to speak my side on this. This one, sir, this is where Mr. Simpson is worried in Canada. He never had a chance to say on the defense side, the Crown, I prosecution have the whole time to plead the case, to show the facts. But when it's my time to get full and complete defense, I cannot. The judges always throw me out, shut up, and sit down. But here briefly, this is the paper I will be giving by Mr. Dixon, sir.
So that's might be something we might use for getting a travel document, I guess?
Yes, sir. He said he can do it. No, sir. If I was given this paperwork at a warrant, the warrant from Ottawa, RSNP arrested me of New York Immigration Act, and this worker is a removal officer. Released me back with all my documents in the environment. And whatever the lawyer, I would have gone. He said, well, Simpson, you're a good guy. Here's your birth certificate. You know what you're going to do with this paper?
Have you talked again, lawyer?
Sir, I told everybody I have my own lawyer. He's got my lawyer. So no, he gave me that.
Well, God is good in some circumstances.
Oh, look at this, Your Honor. Sir. Okay, this is I'm representing myself, please, sir. So, Mr. Dixon, sir, if I may, I don't understand it. I'm trying to understand this, Mr. Commissioner. How could I give you your answer on my case if I can't speak?
Well, okay, but you understand that we're dealing with a very narrow issue today. It's only if you stay in detention. I'm not dealing with your court cases.
No, but I'm showing you that I went to immigration already, sir. Well, so if you fear Your Honor honest, if you're honestly, in the quote says, fear, honest, and impartial. So he's speaking fast. I'm showing you that I went to the warrant, to the immigration officer already. I've spoken to David Dixon. He gave me back my birth certificate and told me what to do. Yeah. To go to Jamaica High Commission, they will give a temporary document. I must come back to him, but he's going to dismiss the case. You know why? He gave me this document. That's on my paper now. Mr. Dixon tell me that the money they have for me.
Check your file of papers already.
Okay.
Does
the minister have other fears about things to show up for?
No. I believe if Mr.
Sorry, sir.
Simpson is willing
given me highlighted. He highlighted the part, sir. That is. He said do it.
Okay.
They have that on the file.
Did you hear what Mr. Gary said? Did you hear what he said? You were talking over him, so I.
No, I'm not talking over him, sir.
I think you didn't hear what he said. What did you say, Mr. Gary?
I said that if Mr. Simpson is willing, as he just said, to report and he states that he's willing to leave, if asked, then under some limited condition, we would be open to his release from detention.
Okay, thank you.
That means
I
you're
am
going free.
going to order your release from detention, Mr. Simpson, so you don't have to give me any more explanation. But you did very well, actually.
Give me all the paperwork. I'll put it back in order.
I can. I'm not going to do a lot of speculation here. I'll just be very much to the point. It's clear that you haven't been subject to previous terms and conditions which you've breached from the immigration point of view. So there's none of that history. It seems that you've been in touch with immigration officials relatively frequently, perhaps too frequently, with immigration officials. So it's not a matter of you going under a lack of time. It seems that you've got documentation which might be an assistance in getting a travel document. The immigration officer seems to have had his hands on that documentation at some point. So you're not avoiding in any way of getting the travel document.
Sorry, Mr. Minister.
They don't want to say one.
You've said a number of times in the past that you're ready to go back to Jamaica. Obviously, there are things in the works in Canada, and those things will need to be sorted out. So, removal to Jamaica at this point is any step back. It seems you haven't made I believe you still can make it. Is that correct?
Yes, he's entitled.
So you're entitled to make a pro-application. Ms. Farrell said that there have been some discussions with a lawyer, but you haven't engaged one. So my suggestion is you get a lawyer. Get a lawyer quickly. Let him know that you may be in a position to make a pro. A lawyer would be able to help you with that.
Okay, sir.
So if you don't do the pro in time, then that's one hurdle which is out of the way. So the other hurdles are there's some court activity. It sounds like the Crown has appealed some acquittals. Those would need to be dealt with before the district can move ahead with the removal. It seems there's other charges which need to be dealt with before the minister can move ahead with removal. Mr. Guerrier indicated that a first date that has been set on the outstanding charges, which previously described was January 2015. It has been moved up to April. So there's one set of court matters in January coming up and one set in April coming up. So in both cases, there's a bit of a wait for the administration unless the Crown is willing to stay or otherwise deal with those matters. But there's no evidence of that. So the other concern, from the point of view showing up for immigration proceedings, I really have no concern about that. I believe that you will likely present yourself as requested by Immigration Commission. The other concern was that you went to a fixed address, and you gave us an explanation as to why a police officer might have got that impression. I'm going to accept your explanation. You provided a number of correspondence and documents today that set out the address that you tell us you've been living at, 2110 Old Orchard in Montreal. So the lack of an address seems to be a non-concern at this point. Now, Mr. Guerrier did mention a background concern of erratic behavior. Now, that's quite frankly, without in any way judging you or the way you behave, that may be an issue for people who deal with you. They may get the impression that because your speaking patterns and thinking patterns might be a little bit different from many people around you, that they think that that has a bearing on your reliability, for example. I don't draw any conclusion like that. I just accept that you have your own idiosyncrasies and that's how you deal with things. So the fact that somebody thinks that you may exhibit some erratic behavior really is no reason to detain someone. And I'm certainly not going to detain somebody because they might have some elements of erratic behavior. If that erratic behavior translated somehow into a concern, such as a flight risk concern or a danger concern, I would take a different view. But the fact that your behavior is a bit different doesn't cause me any concern. I'm not going to detain you for that. So I'm going to release you on quite simple terms and conditions. They're going to be the following. So first of all, you'll have to report as required to the acting immigration officer. So if you have to go in for an interview or whatever, you need to do that. If you're finally asked to leave Canada, you need to do that.
Yes, sir.
You'll need to confirm your residential address before release.
Yes, sir.
If you choose to leave Canada on your own, you need to confirm your departure before leaving. That's just so Canadian officials can keep track of who's in the country, who's not.
Yes.
And I will require you to report to an immigration CDSA officer within the first 2 working days after release. And what would you suggest after that, Mr. Kennedy? Perhaps once a month?
Once a month.
Okay, so then once a month after that. So when you go there for your first meeting, they'll set up some sort of schedule where what days you need to show. Anything else, Mr. Gary? So you understand all that?
Yes, sir. And lastly, may I put the minister?
This hearing is concluded.
This money, $1,500, sir, that was told to me by Mr. Dixon that we're going to give me back in 48 hours.
I think he's just asking where he would report for that, because that's something we've been working on a couple of years now, and we can't get further into getting that deposit back.
So that's the deposit that you made with CBSA?
For Kevin Sawyer file.
Okay. So, within 2 days, you're going to report to an officer, you could raise that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Give me your paperwork, Andrew.
All right, boss. So we got
The paperwork will have the address of where he has to report to?
It's 1010, sir.
Oh, that's where you're posted. Okay. I'm just making sure.
Turn my jacket around. That's how they meet me down inside.
I have your jacket in the deep sea, so I'll have to
It's
get
weird
it.
like this.
this a little RD piece in the court.
What happened to your orange shirt and all your clothes?
No, we just said you. And them some move in front of the judge look presentable and with a criminal. They must call me out like this.
Your dress pants look better than those jackets.
From the detention center.
So do you have belongings with you, or do you have some belongings at the jail?
I will go for another day, sir. I'm scared of that place.
Yeah, I'll go pick them up for you.
Yes, I will do it.
So you want to be released from here, not from the jail?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, we can do that.
Thank you. That the other day.
So there's your name, there's my name. So this person, you have to present yourself when required by a CBSA officer. So including for removal, you need to confirm your address, and then the address changes before moving. So you have to let them know you're removed. Yes, sir. Report to CBSA within the first 2 working days after release once you have left. Yes, sir. And confirm the departure to CBSA.
I always
Okay. So you can sign
I always do that. I mean, they don't want to see me, sir. I'm a hemorrhoid.
Well,
But you
I don't have any comment about that.
This is my comment.
But just a hint for you, if it will help you a lot if you try to listen to people and not talk to them.
No.
It will make it easier
It's
for
not
them.
all over, sir.
Well, I'm just
I
saying.
go there very nicely. I said, could I speak to this person?
Yeah.
Somebody say, get out. How would you feel, sir?
Well, I would feel good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're free to go.
But I'm laughing about the hemorrhoid comment because people only think that if you do hemorrhoid.
We're looking at Keep persistent. Keep persistent.
No, he's just asking you, do you have anything in the cell that you need to collect?
No.
Back there. Here's one. Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Oh, this is.
Thank you, sir.